start now?
When? I don't really remember not being into music. Well, my brothers
That's
are
a
all
great
older
answer.
than me. My brothers, yeah, are older than me, and my youngest brother is also musical, and so I remember like listening to him playing the piano and the flute when I was like 4, and he was like 8, and I remember sitting there and thinking it was really cool and that I wanted to do it too. That was probably the reason why I took up the piano, to be honest. I always used to like listen to him and want to play.
So piano was your first then?
Oh yeah. Piano was my first. I started piano properly when I was like 6, I guess.
Nice.
I haven't played the guitar till I was 15.
15? Oh, wow. So yeah, do you still play the piano now?
I do. Well, not right now because I don't have a piano in Japan.
Well, yeah.
But
Clearly.
yeah, I don't know. I've not had like enough time over the past few years, which makes me sad. But I go through phases where I'm like, oh, okay, I'm really bad at the piano now. I need to start playing again. And then I'll like get a few pieces really good, and then I'll not play it again for a few months. And it's a bit of a stupid cycle. But I'm looking forward to getting back to England and playing it properly again. I do still play though, I would say, yeah.
I remember when I did when we were recording Eve's album in our studio, and I remember when we were trying to put piano. I put piano on something or other, and I remember like her face. She's trying not to offend me because she's like, "It sounds nothing like a real piano." She's like, a proper piano snob. You know, like,
oh really?
And the interesting thing wasn't that you would try. It was that you were so offended, like literally so offended that you were trying to hide. Because normally you just be like, you tell him you didn't like it, but you were so offended by the fact that my piano was so bad that you were like, "Can I tell him that he's that bad at the piano?"
Was he doing it live, like
No,
actually on the MIDI keyboard?
MIDI. I can't do
it was all MIDI.
Yeah, but yeah, you definitely seem like someone who was into the piano. So.
Oh
so
yeah,
did you play like pieces, or were you sort of like all your own stuff?
Oh God, no. I never wrote anything of my own until. Well, I wrote a song when I was 16, but it was kind of a one-off, and then I wrote one when I was 17. It was very sporadic. I didn't really write anything properly until I was like 22, I guess. But yeah, the piano, I did classical. I studied it before I studied Japanese.
Nice.
I went to the conservatoire in Scotland to do piano performance. Yeah.
Every time she speaks, I feel dumber. Shit.
I dropped out though, so don't worry. I'm a failure.
Oh, it's okay then. Yeah. No, fuck you, still did it.
Drop out, bitch! Yay!
Yeah.
Sorry, couldn't resist. There's going to be a few of them dropping in this podcast. I'm
We
sure.
should probably explain that we each have a little guitar keyring that Eve got us before you left. It says a word and then the word bitch. So
yeah,
Dudsy's
I'm the ginger bitch,
and then Eve's cheeky bitch, and then for some reason mine's actually offensive. Anna's whiny bitch.
He's not going to live that down, is he? Really? He can't handle it. Eve. Yeah. Anyway, back to the podcast. Piano.
Oh yeah, but the piano's irrelevant, right? Because I play the guitar and sing now. So
why did you first pick up the guitar? Like, what made you want to change from piano, or not change, but also play the guitar? Like, how's that? Because like, if you were doing classical, I thought you'd have picked up like a violin or viola or cello or whatever.
I did also play the violin actually, but that's irrelevant too. Yeah, probably am.
Definitely are.
I definitely am as well. Hark at the short one doing short jokes.
It's not a joke. It was fact. I'm just saying.
I am slightly smaller than him, so let him have his moment, Dudley.
Okay. I'll let him have that one.
Come on,
just this once.
I think it was probably. I mean, I've always loved singing, and I guess there's the awareness of if you can play the guitar, you can accompany yourself while you're singing. That was the main thing, I guess. But then I got into Laura Marling. Have you heard of her?
I have heard of it, yeah.
I got into her when I was like 15, and I just thought she was really fucking cool. I've never been the type to be like, oh, this famous person's really cool, but I just really loved her and I loved the songs. And I just wanted to be able to do that. So I bought a guitar, purple guitar.
Purple guitar?
Yeah, I still have
Good
it.
colour.
It's my original guitar. And yeah, and I the first song I learned was one of hers. Well, I probably like the first bloody, I don't know, lots of songs that I learned were all her songs off her first album and that. And I just got right into it. So I used to just play other people's songs, I just would figure out chords and play stuff that I liked. And then eventually. I don't know why I wrote a song, but eventually I did. It's happened
Probably
again.
something depressing happened.
I think we were
Write a
talking.
song.